Quick note about this camera kit. I don't see the specific one available online. Ones I have seen don't have that photo album or don't have the wrist strap thing, but do come with a camera and some film. Sorry, I should have checked beforehand. I purchased this locally at a heavy discount, so I should have thought and assumed that maybe this was discontinued or what, but I did see the photo album as a separate purchase if you really want that. Anyways, hope you enjoy the video. Polaroid Go Instant Camera Kit Generation 2. Let's take a look. Inside the box, you'll have the camera itself. You also have 2 wrist straps. You'll have a little case for your photos. Probably a good idea if you have a USB-C charger if you want to use this cable. Otherwise, you're just going to have to get a different cable for like USB-C to USB-A. Something like that. As well as a 16 photo pack. So you're definitely getting everything to make it work right from the box. The camera itself is tiny, cute, has a nice feel to it. The build construction, I'd say, is very decent. On the front of the camera, you have your lens in the center. You've got your flash on the side with a light and meter on the bottom, and your viewfinder plus selfie mirror. And then right on the bottom of the camera, it has where the film will come out. On the side, you have your USB-C port for charging. It has a built-in lithium-ion battery. So I'm going to assume this means here because we want the film to come out. Just print it out, or just spat out a piece of something. Supposed to pull that? Oh, yeah, I'm glad I didn't destroy it because I probably could have. So that came out. That little flap, I was pulling kind of hard on it. On the top of the camera, you have your flash button as well as the shutter button. To turn on the camera, you're going to long press that power button. It's pretty quick. And it'll show you how many frames you have in your pack. I don't have any film in here, so it says 0. And it has a small little indicator for flash. If you want to turn the flash on or off, you're going to single press that flash button on the top. It will cycle whether it's going to go off or not. Obviously on the back, you've got your little viewfinder. It looks decent. It will have some parallax considering the viewfinder does not go through the lens. So if you're doing things up close, keep in mind that things will be offset. I took 2 photos indoors just to see how it would turn out. Image quality is obviously not amazing, but you get that instant feedback from the printed photos. And it's got the little thing that I was pulling on. Don't pull on this, because I think it's built into the camera. In this case, the lens is a polycarbonate resin fixed focus lens with an aperture of f9 and f42. Shutter speed of 1/300th of a second to 1 second, and focal length of 51.1 millimeters, which is a standard normal lens in full frame terms. That field of view on the lens is 48.1 by 49.1 degrees, so it's basically square. They claim you can do 15 packs of film, which is 8 photos per pack, on one single charge of the battery, which is quite a bit. No way of testing that. That would be very expensive to print that many photos or take and print that many photos, but it's a fair amount. The downside is that with a built-in battery, who knows how long it'll last. I did take this camera out on a photo walk. It was very cold, very windy, but it worked out all right. Make any difference. The included case for the photos works great with this setup. You can hook it to a belt loop or something, open it, put the photo in, let it finish developing. It's super useful, so including this pack is great. Definitely like the pack. When you take a photo, you're supposed to wait 5 seconds with the little plastic sheet over it before removing it. Some of the photos, I did not do that. They're probably not as well developed as they could have been, but yeah, that's just how it goes. I wouldn't really expect any type of decent quality from these photos. Outdoors, I was getting a very green, muted look to the images. It was cold, it was relatively dark. They turned out, if that can be a good description, they did turn out to something. Definitely a unique aesthetic. Tried to do some selfies. It does work out okay. I have probably relatively long arms, so it'll depend on you. It does have fixed focus, so there's a good chance you will not be super in focus. To use double exposure on the camera, you're going to double press the flash button. Turn it on. Double tap. Turns into that. And then on the little screen, you'll see a 1 indicating that it's in that mode. All right, 5 seconds under the thing. If you like to disable the flash for this double exposure mode, you can just press the flash button. Again, that should show that the little indicator for the flash is off. If you want to change your mind on the double exposure mode, you can double press the flash button again to turn it off. I did do a few photos with the double exposure mode. It's pretty easy to use in practice. I don't know how to get good photos with it. All of my outdoor stuff has a very strong green tint to it. It could be that the film is a little bit older or it's just how it is, but I did get some relatively artistic selfies with that double exposure mode. It's fun to use, it's a nice little feature to have in the camera. The camera also has a self-timer feature, pretty easy to use. You're going to press and hold the flash button for 2 seconds when the camera is on, and you'll see a little LED indicator on the front of the camera under the flash. You can have 9 seconds to take the photo once you press the shutter button. I did take photos with the self-timer mode, doing portraits with these cool rock soldiers. Both of them worked out all right. Very easy to use once you know how to do it. Pretty simple as long as you know the few little button presses, long presses of the buttons to get whatever features you want to use with it. Image quality is pretty bad, but you do get those instant photos. I'm not really sure what happened with my outdoor stuff, but I would assume you could get better photos if you're very careful in making sure to keep them as dark as possible for that 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then stow them into your little pack. Considering my indoor photos definitely had more contrast, more color to them, I think you could make the outdoor stuff work better. It just really depends. And you can explore that, try to get the best photos possible out of this, but don't have huge expectations of image quality. I think this is a nice compromise though. I like the smaller photos, less stuff to have around. I like the small size of the camera itself. The normal Polaroids are pretty large, so in this case I can easily take this one with me compared to those. You know, I have to have as large of a bag or whatever. Yeah, overall a very fun camera to use. I enjoyed it. Probably buy some more film, try it out in different situations, see how it works. But yeah, let's look at the Polaroid Generation 2 instant camera. Scott Photography Bonsai, thanks.